All right, man. Shout out to College Sports Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Jimmy boy, Jimmy Harbaugh, might be some insight to why Jim Harbaugh trying to dip set out of Ann Arbor and away from Michigan to the NFL. Apparently, he got some NCAA violations, from what I'm reportedly, I should say allegedly. And if he got a one violation or whatever it is. As far as lying to misleading investigators and lying to investigators is what he accused of about some other minor infractions. I think with some improper contact with recruits during the dead period where he wasn't supposed to have contact. And like I said before, college got all these rules, and I guess these rules are to protect the kids, but then they didn't want to pay the kids, you know. They said, well, your scholarship is a month, but y'all building statues, y'all building dorm rooms, y'all fatting y'all pockets with the money that these kids is bringing into the university. So who really care? Do they even get health care, you know what I'm saying, through these scholarship programs and stuff? You can't take no money from nobody. You can't do this, that, and the third. And problem, we all know they turn a blind eye to a lot of different other universities, especially when it comes to prominent figures behind those universities. But at the end of the day, now, it ain't no different than what Pete Carroll did. And in due time, if Harbaugh go back to the NFL and have a lot of success, people going to tend to forget what happened with Pete Carroll, too. I mean, you go ahead and take Reggie Bush Heisman away. I heard Reggie Bush talk about that on the Pivot podcast, and wrongfully so. I believe what he say. Wrongfully so, they took it away. You can say, well, it wasn't this. You can go back in history and rectify 5, but come on, out the history books. Get out of here. It already happened. Okay, somebody took some money. Who cares? Who cares? It happens all the time. Who cares? And usually it come out from some disgruntled booster or some disgruntled player that wasn't happy with his playing time or something like that, who had knowledge of the situation. Like I said before, if everybody just worried about their business, they'll be better off. Trust and believe me. But yeah, he went from saying last year that he had no interest in the NFL after the Vikings deal fell through. He was there to stay at Michigan forever, to now having conversations with the Broncos, having preliminary conversations with the Panthers. So obviously we had to know something was wrong. So yeah. He gonna get up. He done. You see some Michigan players leaving already and transferring already. And at the end of the day, he beat Ryan Day. He 2-0 versus Ryan Day. So yeah. He gonna be perfect time to get out of there. I ain't knocking him for it at all. I ain't knocking him for it. Do what's best for you and your family. I find it funny when somebody say, "Well, you at your dream school, your dream situation. You said you wasn't going nowhere, then you change your mind. That's why you always gotta watch what you say. You never use never." And now he in trouble. I don't think this is death blow severe. They don't really do that to teams like Michigan. You know what I'm saying? But it's severe enough for him to get the hell out of Dodge. Excuse me. It's severe enough for him to get the hell out of Dodge. So, but yeah. I mean, and they say, well, it's his benefit to oversee the whole program. Man, how you got a whole program? You got hundreds of men on the program. How do I know everything that go on? How? I gotta manage all these players. I gotta recruit. I got position coaches, recruitment coaches. I gotta manage all that medical team, and I'm responsible. That's why a lot of them dudes don't want to go to college. You responsible for developing young men and women. That's why a lot of these coaches just choose to go to professional. Or your college team, like, it got a lot of more job security to it. But that's why a lot of these young men, these men go around and do NFL jobs. Cause it's too many little rule books, too many anal little rules you gotta follow. You violate one, you in trouble. You violate it again, you in big trouble. Then you gotta worry about your coaching staff, your recruiting staff violating stuff, and all of it fall on you. You responsible for hundreds of people's action. If a kid go out there and somebody pay for their meal, they say, well, somebody paid for your meal, and the dude in the corner, and it's a booster, and they find out about it, he paid for your meal, you suspended, all this type of stuff for somebody paying for your deal. Mike got time for that shit. That's why a lot of kids like to jump from the NBA over to NCAA. It's just too many annual rules, and then they let a lot of programs get away with it, and then they come down hard on other programs with it. There's no consistency. It's none. There's no consistency, and they supposed to be about protecting the kids, but only thing they truly doing is protecting their pockets. So yeah, it's funny how Jim Harbaugh changed his tune so fast. I ain't really even think about that. That's why Pete Carroll picked this shit up and went right back to the NFL. People forget, I think Pete Carroll, when he coached the New England Patriots back in the day, yeah, he picked this shit up and went right back to the NFL. Had a juggernaut at USC. He knew what was coming. Like, you know what? Hey, I'll deal with this. And USC had to deal with the consequences. In Michigan, I don't think the consequences look so dire. As USC and especially at SMU, where they gave that program the death blow, the Pony Express. They gave that program the death blow because it was a smaller program, which was trash. And people know what they've been saying about a lot of programs, college football and basketball. We've been doing a lot of these guys they put on pedestal and they've been celebrating, been paying them players to go there for years, bro. But they pick and choose who they want to be with, and that's the problem with college. Obviously they trying to regulate everything, but you can't. You can't. College students before NIL was driving, better cars than the coaching staff. And everybody knew it, so they pick who they want to crack down on. But with Harbaugh, yeah, I found it funny. First he wanted to stay there, now he wanted to get out of there. And it probably wasn't even his fault. Probably covering up for a recruiting coach or a position coach or something like that. But it all falls on you. If coaches go out there and they give players money to get the gas back and forth to wherever they got to go, then it fall on Jim Harbaugh. Players go off and do some tattoos and get it for free because they play for the football team. And they don't say nothing to fall on Jim Harbaugh. They say something, it's up to Jim Harbaugh to report it. Come on. So we'll see, man. But at the end of the day, they let Luke Fickell go to Wisconsin. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be interesting to see kind of where they go. And I've been throwing out the Kentucky coach, from University of Kentucky. Throw some cash that way. But if they coming down with hard sanctions on Michigan's, it's probably gonna get uglier. I don't know how hard the sanctions gonna be, but yeah, Kentucky coach probably one on the top of the list. No, you can go out there and look to grab maybe throw some money at Kirby Smart. I doubt he leaving Georgia. Throw some money at the Tennessee coach. Doubt he leaving Tennessee, but you can try it. But apparently, they search it, it's going to take them to a Michigan man regardless. But hey, check out the College Sports Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance of notifications. We go live with drop video. Financially, want to support the channel. Cash App, $, CJ Good 313. Venmo, CJ Good 313. PayPal link description. Hit the link tree. Find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, the whole nine. Appreciate the love and support. Peace.